Right now, I received a really nice note the other day from the author of Still Crazy, Judy Prescott Marshall, who lives in our local area. Judy, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you so much for talking with me this morning. I have to tell you, this is my very first radio interview ever.
Well, it'll get better from here.
Okay. I handpicked you.
All right. Well, Judy. First of all, let's talk before we talk about the book. And I think the book is based on a pretty what seems to be wild premise. But before we get to that, you're a writer. You're an author. Is this something you always planned to do from when you were in school?
You know, to tell you the truth, I wrote my very first story, and I actually performed it as a play the following year when I was in the 7th grade. However, I did not catch the writing bug again until about 3-4 years ago. So, yeah, I guess it's something that's either instilled in you or it's not, but I love it. I love it. My husband actually built me a writing studio so I can pursue this, so I do it full-time now. Yeah, it makes my heart smile.
All right, now, what writers influenced you as you were growing up and reading? Any substantial writers that have had an influence on the way you write?
Oh, goodness. You know, of course, as a teenager, I started with Danielle Steele. She actually holds 2 bookshelves complete on my bookcase. I actually love a lot of the male writers, you know, Nicholas Sparks, of course, Debbie Macomber, Richard Paul Evans, you know, inspires me a lot. But really, I'm kind of eclectic. I have different, you know, books on different bookshelves, from gardening to inspirational to, you know, the classics. One whole complete shelf, I'm just, you know, structuring your novel, you know, learning the craft of writing. Yeah.
Well, now we're speaking with Judy Prescott Marshall. The book is Still Crazy. And what's interesting about the book is it's based on a premise of a happy marriage, what's seemingly happy marriage, but then the woman in that marriage feels that she found some evidence that there's been cheating going on, and basically everything blows up from there. I'm not going to go any further into the details, but this is obviously a strong woman you're writing about, not a crazy woman. Is there any particular reason why you gave this woman this series of absolutely amazing steps in this book?
She is a strong woman. Thank you for saying that. Yes, absolutely. I wanted to know the answer myself to the age-old question, why do near-perfect women stay with men who cannot remain faithful? And you'd be surprised at the answer. And I do know that, you know, numerous books have been written on the subject. And I have to say, this one is different. It actually gives you the answer and the reason. And when you close the book, you understand why sometimes men do this. Why do these women stay with these men? I think it's a beautiful love story. It's a tribute to the strong women out there and to the men who love them.
You know, what's interesting, I have to butt in here for a second because years ago in my this is going to sound terrible, but in my second marriage, I had a dinner party at my house, and one of my co-workers, Janice France, was at that dinner party, and she was there and met and talked with my wife. We had dinner and everything like that, and then the next day at work, she said to me, and this is no lie, I think, and it takes a real close friend to say this to somebody, I think your wife is cheating on you. And it was something that had never hit my mind, not at all, being so selfish. Well, anyways, it ended up being true. But I can imagine now, you know, once that happened to me, I can imagine the circumstances of this book where you see something and you know what? You just can't let loose of that something, and it creates monumental change.
Exactly. And for a lot of these women, you know, they know there's something inside them, you know, men and women, because it doesn't just always happen to women. It also happens to men, to good women. But you know, there's something inside you that says something's wrong here. Yeah, you know, the signs are usually there. And I have to tell you, I interviewed numerous women that I know I mean, yeah, I can say that, we all know the women who, walked on the steps of the White House, but I interviewed the women from backcountry roads, and they all say the same thing. Maybe not in that order, but they say, it starts with, of course, the way they start speaking to you, the way they start to dress, the songs that they start singing, when they're in the shower or, shaving. The signs are there. And a lot of times we think, okay, it's a happy moment or everything is great in their life and, they're just as happy as I am. Well, guess what? There's something else going on. And sometimes, like you said, it takes a friend to recognize those signs.
Now, in this book, do readers, I know I first glanced at it, do readers take sides, in this book, looking at the characters? I mean, do some people take sides and change their mind? You've got, of course, in every book, but especially in yours, you can have an antagonist or protagonist. I mean, what has been the reader's reaction to you so far, or the feedback that you've gotten there?
I actually have gotten, 90% positive, and then, of course, the 10%, which is honest. And it's hard for some women to read because they've walked in Julie Holliday's shoes. Julie Holliday she's not a Christian. She's a God-fearing woman. So, there are points in the book, in the beginning of the book especially, where she's just like, oh, my God, what did I do? Of course, what did I do wrong? I'm sorry, but I don't think I can go through with the marriage. Because obviously she took her marriage vows seriously. So she does speak to God because she is a God-fearing woman, but it is not a book based on Christian or any Christian in particular. So for readers, I'm getting positive results. Librarians especially are definitely recommending Still Crazy. It's just, I'm getting warm results from it. Can I tell you what one person said? Because you say, okay, why, become a self-published author? We did. My literary agents did try to send the book to, or submitted the manuscript to, a lot of New York City agents, or editors rather, and it just wasn't a good fit for them. But I'm happy to say right now, Still Crazy, it was definitely worth it for me to do it. Can I just read you one little review from a male? This is a male's perspective. He's James A. Cox, editor-in-chief, Midwest Book Review, and this is what he said. He said, deftly scripted by an author with a genuine flair for the kind of entertaining and narrative-driven storytelling that will swiftly engage the reader's total attention. That is pure gold to a writer's heart. So men get the story, and that's why I wrote it. I wrote it for the strong women, but also for the men who love them.
We are speaking with Judy Prescott Marshall. Still Crazy is the novel. By the way, if you want more information on Judy, judyprescottmarshall.com. The book, by the way, is available at Amazon and throughout. When you see our link on our on-demand page with this interview, you can click on the book. You can order the book that way. But you can also find more about it on Facebook, Instagram, and she even has her own newsletter, judyprescottmarshall.com/newsletter. One final question, and this is a great a question that was asked of you, but I think it's a great question. What message do you hope to send to anybody and everybody who reads Still Crazy? What's the main message?
If you're looking for a page turner that will inspire you to live your best life, no matter your age, Still Crazy is the story for you, male or female. And that's the message that I want. Just live your life. Live your best life. Don't take someone else's, difficulties, problems, troubles. Live your best life. And that's what she does.
I like a quote that you have here. No matter what life throws at you, remember, you don't have to be stronger, just strong enough.
There you go. Miles, thank you so much.
Well, thank you for sending us the book. I appreciate that, and good luck with it, and keep us updated, okay, Judy?
Okay, great. Thank you, and big kisses to Madeline for coordinating all of this for us.
Okay. We'll do that, Judy. Take care.
You have a great day.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Once again, the book that we're talking about is available now. As I said, Amazon. You can find it at, of course, libraries and bookstores. Still Crazy, Judy Prescott Marshall, here on Robin Hood Radio.